There you are. Welcome to Zen Fits here in Blackstone, Virginia, the center of the world. Okay, we got a good one today. The topic of this talk is we are all on Noah's Ark. We are all on Noah's Ark. But first, let's talk about water. Very interesting subject. Do you realize that water takes the shape of its vessel? And no matter where water goes, it's got to have a vessel. For instance, here's some water. Takes the shape of this glass. Now, if I pour this water into this martini glass, it takes the shape of the martini glass. But it's still water. Right? The water hasn't changed. Its shape has. Pour this back. Its form has. In other words, you could say the water is empty of form. The water, as water, has no form. But there is no water without a form. So even if I pour this water, even if you take the water in the ocean, it's just water. It takes the shape of the earth, of the ocean floor. The continents are the water's in this glass. But if this were the ocean, well, this would be the bottom, and this would be America, and this would be Europe. You see, it would take the shape of the form. You pour it into the cosmos. It's going to take the shape of the cosmos. Water cannot be without a shape or a form, yet they're different. I don't drink the glass. I drink the water, you see. So this is another thing. When I pour the water into the shape of this martini glass, if you'll notice, the martini glass has two monkeys. So whatever shape you pour, whatever form the water goes into, it's going to take the shape of the form, but the form comes as a pair of opposites. In other words, the form is a glass because it's not the rest of the room. In other words, the water is in this form, but the form is a form because it's not the rest of the room. So that's two. There's the background, the context, the whole, and there's the form. These cannot be separated. The pairs of opposites come in all form. Or, like in Noah's Ark, the animals come in pairs of opposites on Noah's Ark. So Noah's Ark is kind of like a working metaphor here. Now, if you're a fundamentalist, you're going to say, well, Noah's Ark was real history. It really existed, and Noah existed, and the Mount Ararat, or whatever the cosmic mountain was, it really existed. It's somewhere in the Middle East, and we'll find it. And by God, we're going to find the prehistoric, the wood of Noah's Ark. It's probably been petrified. We'll find a petrified Noah's Ark, because Noah's Ark is a real story, you see. But Noah's Ark as a story is an ark. I mean, Noah's Ark as a story is no different from this martini glass as a story that contains the water. So Noah's Ark is a story, or a vessel, or a form, a story form, that contains the living water. And so the living water cannot be contained, because no matter where I pour the living water, it will take the shape of what it's poured into, but the water is still free. It's still living water, you see. So no matter what form I pick up, whether it's this glass or a cup or whatever, it's got water in it. If I drink the water, it's the same water, no matter what form I have it in, no matter what glass I have it in, no matter what story I have it in, you see. So if you look at Noah's Ark as a story form that holds the living water, it gives a different look at it. And it's a bigger understanding, you see. Because all living water, so what is living water but awareness? And what is consciousness but the glass I pour the water into? Just take a little leap here now. So imagine that this martini glass is consciousness. Now, why would this be consciousness? Because, well, I'm conscious of it. I'm conscious, you are, and I are conscious of this martini glass. And we can each focus on different aspects of the glass. You know, there's a monkey there, and there's a monkey there, and there's a little design here. And what does it do? Well, it holds a martini. Well, what's a martini? And martini it's got some gin, and it's got some vermouth, and they're different. But when you stir them together, you can't separate them. Oh, well, here's a monkey here. Here's some gin here. Here's some vermouth here. But when you put them in a form, you can't separate them. If I try to separate these monkeys, I'm going to break the glass. I'm going to hit it with a hammer. You see? So I can't separate. They're two, but they can't be separated without destroying the glass. So look at consciousness that way. Consciousness, like water, must have a form. So my consciousness, your consciousness, takes the form of this glass. You see it. We both see it, right? Hear it. Look in it. Check it out. Weigh it. Measure it. Its cost, everything. Its qualities. Its characteristics by which we know this, you see. So if I look at this, you see, well, this is different from this, right? So this is different and this is different, but they both hold the same water, right? They both hold awareness. They both hold awareness. Now this is big. We get this so confused, you see, because we think consciousness is awareness, but we don't. But awareness has no, it's like water. It has no form, yet water takes the form of whatever consciousness that holds it. So our consciousness is like a vessel. It holds stuff. Whatever I look at, whatever I'm conscious of, is what I've got in my vessel, in my martini glass, you see. And of course, everything that I pour in the martini glass comes in a pair of opposites that are contradictory. What's the basic pair of opposites here? Well, there's the inside and there's the outside. They're different, but you can't separate them. You can't cut the outside from the inside. They're one. That is two, but they're different, but they can't be separated. So consciousness, going back to Noah's Ark as our working metaphor, is a vessel that contains the pairs of opposites. And it floats on the cosmic waters of awareness, you see. So, Noah's Ark, you see, of course, is a story, but for those who, or the evangelicals, it's not a metaphor that points beyond itself. It's real, you see. So if we're trapped on Noah's Ark, which we all are, it's because we believe the story that we invest in is real. Is real, you see. And not what we think is not real. What we miss is the water or the awareness in the story. So we think the story is real because I'm conscious of it. Therefore, I have to defend this ark, this story, because if you don't like it, you may sink it. If you attack it, you see, in other words, here we're getting back to the monkeys. You see, here's the inside, and I'm this martini glass, and maybe you have another martini glass. You say it's this is better, and I say, what? This is the one martini glass, and you say, no, this is the one martini glass. My martini glass is the one. Now we got two ones. We got two ones, you see, and both of them can't be the one at the same time. So we get into a war of martini glasses. I'm going to break your martini glass. You're a threat to me because I'm the one. And you say, no, I'm the one. Now we got two tomcats in the backyard, and there can only be one tomcat. They're going to fight to the death, you see. So now we got the war of martini glasses, each trying to break the other. So it can be the one. The one story. The one story that explains everything, you see. That's what we want. We want our story to be the only story to explain everything, because then nothing can sink it. And I don't want it to sink, because we all know this glass can break. If I tip it over, it breaks. And then where am I? I'm just floating without a story. I'm floating without a glass. Who am I now, you see? My water, my living water, has no form. That's death, you see. I'm lost. My water I'm all water. What? Wait a minute. I'm all water? If I have no form, where am I? Well, I'm everywhere. I'm all water. There's no form. And yet there is form. So what are we trying to do here? What is all this Zen Buddhism about? Or any other non-dual practice? The practice is to make the vessel transparent to the water. So if I want to get out of the trap of this feeling, I'm in a container, I'm in a glass, I'm in a story, I'm in some ship, I'm held hostage in some story. Somebody wants to fit me in their story, you see. Everybody wants to fit me in their story of reality, but I don't want to fit. I can't fit in that story, because if I fit in their story, then I won't be unique. I won't be me. So I got to be me, which means I got to be outside of the story. So this is a constant struggle, you see, between people with a story. Come on to my ship. Come on to my story. Come on to my religion. Come on to my belief. Come on to my politics. Come on over. We're going to get bigger. We're going to be good, you see. We're going to end all other stories. We're going to be the last story. We're going to be the last ship. We're going to be Noah's Ark, the ark that contains the whole world. So the name of this ark is the USS Trump. Thanks for dropping in.